Hey, welcome to Jeff Lawrence Guitar Lessons. Today we're going to talk about suspended chords and a little bit of guitar theory behind suspended chords. Suspended chords, the most one people are familiar with is when you play a D chord. Then you add the pinky to the 3rd fret. You get D suspended 4. It'll often be written D sus 4, or it'll also be written D4 sometimes. Now the theory behind the chord is you have no 3rd. You take out the F sharp and you replace it with a G. So you no longer have the D F sharp A, which is the 1 3 5. You have the D G A, which is the D suspended 4th chord. Now they all add some suspense, you might want to say, because they seem like they want to resolve back to the chord. And that's what he usually always does. Check my tune. And that's the D one, and there is a D suspended 2. If you remove your middle finger from the D chord, you add the open E, which is the 2. There you have 1, 2, and 5, and not 1, 3, and 5. So you have D, E, and A. This one usually sounds good to resolve back to D2. You can use all 3 chords together. That kind of thing. The D2 sounds good to just use it by itself sometimes. You don't have to go back to the D. So that's kind of a use of that. Back to the D4 chord a minute. When you add the pinky, don't move the middle finger off like that. You still have the same chord, but you want that pinky to cancel out that note, but be able to lift it off and go right back to it. Go fast with it. That way, you might see this chord written without that finger on it, but you really just want to leave it on there. That's what most people do. Now let's go to a different chord. Go to A. A is A, C sharp, and E. So if you take the same principle, we want to take the 3rd out and add a 4th. So if the 3rd is C sharp, we're going to add a D by adding the pinky to the 3rd fret, 2nd string. So that's the A4, A suspended 4. Now if I want to lift the 3rd finger off to add the B, which is the 2nd, that's the A2 chord, A suspended 2. So A2, A4. Now there's not going to be a suspended 6 chord, suspended 8 chord, and all that stuff. It's basically suspended 2, suspended 4. So you got to remember the 2. And most people use the 4 a lot. I won't say most people, but in pop songs, you'll see the 4 probably used more than the 2. But it just depends on who's playing the guitar on that song. Go up to E. E, you add the pinky right under the 3rd finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string, to get the E suspended chord. So if we added the A, that's the 4. So we took the G out, which is the 3rd. The G sharp, sorry, and added the A to make it a E suspended 4th. That kind of sound. Those are good old sounds. Now on the E2, it's a little bit different, a little bit harder, but you basically stretch. It's actually, you may want to call it some people maybe would call it a E major 9 even. Stretch your pinky over to the F sharp. I would probably consider that an E major 9 though, just because the F sharp here would be the 2, but it also, if you put that in the bass, you would have an F sharp / E, so it'd be kind of up in the air whether you wanted to call that a 2 or a 9. A lot of people don't use it anyway, but I like the chord. Now here's a little trick with the E, and this is done, I think I learned it from Jerry Reed or Elvis tunes back when I was a kid. take the E chord, you hammer on the first finger, then just lay those fingers flat down on the second and third finger. So instead of adding the pinky, you lay it down, and then you'll get the suspended chord, and then you get these kind of old rockabilly. Now you don't have to hammer on that, that's just a little thing that goes with it, but you can, so really you could get the chord that way without adding the pinky. As far as bar chords go, you want to do the same thing with them, just to, you know, the quick one. Just take a C major bar chord on 3rd fret. Suspended will go there. That's where all the Rolling Stones. Kind of stone sound. So wherever that bar chord is, just add the pinky to the 2nd string, depending on where you're at with fret-wise. Same thing though, you're just replacing the 3rd with the 4th. The 2, you basically do that number. So you instead of barring it, roll it up, add the pinky, and leave that 2 in there. So that's a couple of suspended chords for today. Suspended 2, suspended 4. I want to give you a few examples of what key you can do it in, but you'll once you get down a couple of those, you'll have it down. Probably do another one on G and C and some of the other ones later on. All right, until then, so long from the Peach State of Georgia.